Broadcasting live, it's Cream Pie Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
And now for your hosts, give it up for Josh and Rick.
Oh, yeah.
Start it off.
Canceled.
Fire it up, guy. Looking good over there, Rick. Looking fresh. Looking all wedding attired out. Rick just got married, Creamers. It was a hell of a weekend, man. It was good. A lot of fun. I still feel like shit. I'm still recovering. Hung out, watched the boys last night after, so. But yeah.
Did they win?
No, they got their ass kicked.
Oh, okay.
The Cowboys, yeah. Yeah, they got their ass kicked last night by the Niners. But it was a crazy weekend, man.
Yeah. I've been wearing this since Saturday at about 1:00. I didn't change. I went to work like this.
Nice.
This is what I am, God. You know,
This is, yeah.
it is what it is.
This is what he is now. You're not allowed to take it off. Live in the middle of nowhere.
The wedding was the big event. J-Man came down. He flew down. He flew up, and
Oh yeah.
all of my closest family and friends were there. My dad gave me a smooch. Literally, a guy that would not give me a hug as a kid kissed me on the cheek on Saturday. So that was pretty cool.
Nice, dude.
And yeah, man, we went through a lot of booze and a lot of food and drink. And the Sunday we had to be out of there by 3, and we kicked everybody else. I think you were out of there by 11 or so.
Oh, I thought we had to be out by 11. That's why I left.
Well, whatever it was. Well, I had my extended family come by. They were around till noon, and then for the next 3.5 hours, we just cleaned everything up. Dude, my car has never had so much shit in it, like literally to the point of flipping things up on its side that should not be on its side and like slamming my trunk closed. I failed probably 20 times before it finally latched. And then I hopped in the driver's seat and it said the door was open. It's like, oh, fuck, dude. It's like,
that sucks.
It was a pain in the ass.
What did you have in your car? What was it, just like leftover shit from the wedding, or?
Yeah, man. I mean, it was the easy up, the canopy, the cinder blocks, all the wedding stuff, my bags, Emily's bags, so much food. Like we threw away like all the leftovers basically. Like I had a bunch of pastries and stuff that we brought home, but I walked out with a tray full of chicken and rice, and I looked at the car. I'm like, I'm not even gonna try and make this fit. I just dumped everything in the dumpster, dude. There was no way.
Yeah.
Emily, the whole drive back, Emily had one of these like wooden crates in her lap with all these flowers in her face, which she's allergic to. So she was like, "I need to get home." She's like, her face was blown up, and it was a good time though, dude. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude, it was solid wedding. Good time. Good. I always love a wedding, man. I'm with it. If I ever get married, I'm because I was like tearing up. I'm a big crybaby, apparently. I kept having to look at the wall to not cry, and then like look back over. Like, standing there.
Creamers, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I was told that I had very good vows, and I've spent a lot of time on them, so I appreciate all the love and all the cream that you boys sent me, and lady creamers. A lot of cream my way. It was a good time.
That was good. Yeah, your vows were good. It was good. James's speech was good. Best man speech, Jimbo. Solid. Fucking solid. Yeah, all around. The food was great. Honestly, I was impressed by the food because you never know with the buffet. Like you never know if it's gonna be good or not. But it was solid, dude. The Red Blazer.
Yeah.
Red Blazer. Yeah, I love their food. I like the Red Blazer anyway. So.
Well, even day of, like I was starting to have nerves a little bit, but Saturday when I woke up, I was pretty hungover, so I didn't really like worry about it. But Saturday before, like when we were waiting in the house to walk into the barn. Like that half hour was a very long half hour. I was like, ooh, this is getting to me, dude. And then everybody walks in and I'm standing up there and I was like, all right, I can do this. And then I saw Emily standing in between the doors and like literally in my head, I was like, oh, fuck me, dude. I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to hold this together. I didn't cry the whole weekend, but like that was like, like her reading the vows is very hard, but like just seeing her walk down with her dad, I was like, man, this is so special, dude.
It gets really cool. real fast. It's funny because I've never been in a wedding party before. I've never been like, a part of a wedding, so it's like behind the scenes, you know, your little BTS action because we're all just sitting in the house, and meanwhile, there's a whole thing going on with everybody sitting in chairs out there, and we haven't even seen any of them because we're back there hanging out, and then they're like, all right, go ahead, and then you walk in and there's music and there's a bunch of people, and oh shit, I didn't even know these people were here. I was just doing shots in the kitchen. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
That's what Emily was saying. She's like, we planned out so much stuff. She's like, we didn't even get to hear Josh play the songs during the cocktail hour. Or he wasn't playing. That guy only had one arm. He was cool. He was pretty sweet DJ.
Yeah, he was cool. He was good. Yeah.
I guess he was a good singer, and they did this like whole acoustic thing. I didn't see any of that.
Yeah, there's a guy playing the guitar.
Yeah, we got dinner first before everybody else, but yeah, it was there's so many aspects to the whole. I'm sure people showed up like just for the ceremony and just for dinner and stuff, and they saw a whole different side of the wedding that I didn't get to see at all because I was in the fucking middle of it, dude.
Yeah, dude. You kind of you miss it if you're involved heavily in it. You know what I mean? It's really for everybody else, though, isn't it? Isn't that the whole point? Like, it's to throw a big party, basically, the reception for all your family and friends. You know?
It was chaos, man. But dude, Emily did a killer job planning the whole freaking thing. I kept everybody would ask me about like, oh, are you getting stressed out as it's coming up? I'm like, not really, but I'd stressing Emily out because she planned 90% of it. Like I just kind of put my name on the bill, and she figured everything else out for us. So, she was a rock star, dude.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we recorded. So after this podcast, we're gonna do a little audio only 20-something minute bonus part for you guys. We had a couple of sticks, sat on the front porch that night, and in the rain, and hung out with Clive, talked some shit, talked about the wedding. Obviously, it just had happened, so it was fresh, you know. Yeah.
Well, even that was pretty special, dude, because that was cool to that. Like the three of us got to just have that moment, the 25 minutes outside. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was good. That house had to have been built like in what, the 1700s? It's an old ass house, dude.
Well, you could tell because especially like your guys' bedroom up on the end of the house, you get to the top of the stairs and you almost fall down the stairs because it's like angled.
Yeah. The fucking floors are all slanted. There's a fucking ghoul and ghosts walking around, teabagging me in the middle of the night.
Ooh, Casper, you got cold little fingers, my man.
Yeah. Fucking the ghost of Franklin Pierce is eating out my ass in the middle of the night.
What a weird premise Casper must have been. Been like, yeah, we're going to do a ghost story. It's like, dude, we've heard that a million times. It's like, yeah, but there's a little kid that died. It's like, oh, that's pretty cute. It's like, no, that's kind of weird, dude.
Yeah, he's a friendly ghost. You know, I don't understand the whole ghost thing. So, like, obviously, a ghost is like an image of a person that used to exist, right? And in every movie, they just look like people. Maybe they're like see-through, you know, like a hologram or something. But what's with the sheet thing? Like, why the sheet with the eyes cut out? Why is that a ghost too? Like, what version of a ghost is that? You know what I mean?
Well, because back when they created trick or treating, they didn't have a lot of resources, so they were just like, "Well, take the old cum sheets out, and we'll poke some holes in it, and go trick or treating for acorns and dead rabbits. So it'll be a good time."
It's just like, why is that a ghost? Like, it doesn't look like a person. I don't get it. And then Casper's like that. He like doesn't have feet. He just has like a tail. Well, ghosts don't have fucking feet. They just have like a tail. And hands.
So it's kind of weird. So I was thinking about this as you were talking about this, but so imagine when you die, like you become a ghost. So if you die when you're 30,
right,
that means you're a ghost at 30 forever.
Right. Yeah.
So imagine that's how like heaven works too. So you get up to heaven, you died when you're 75, you can barely move around, you got bad knees, your freaking arthritis is acting up.
Yeah.
You show up and you see your friend in high school that died in a car crash, and he goes, "Yeah, man, I'm 22 forever." It's like, or not, he wouldn't be 22, but you see somebody younger,
right?
And they're like, "Nah, man, this ain't so bad. Like I'm living this life forever." And I'm like, "Oh man, I should have freaking ended it early. What the hell am I thinking here?"
I know, and it's like if that's eternity, this is such a small amount of time compared to that. Like, what's another 50 years earlier to be young forever? It's not like you're missing out on much. You know what I mean? Compared to eternity.
Yeah, you get to all these assholes that live to be 100, and they're just like, "Oh, this is every day."
Yeah,
This sucks.
That fucking blows. You got to get your prostate massaged every morning by Jesus.
You got Jimi Hendrix up there shredding out the guitar as Kurt Cobain's just singing his heart out, and he's like, "Yeah, man, we'll be up here forever."
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Gram's up there still shitting her britches up in the freaking pearly gates. Whatever.
You think like if you're the embodiment of what you are before you die, technically Kurt Cobain probably didn't die instantly when he shot himself in the head. So do you think his head is all fucked up?
He just walks around like a special effects guy. He's just like head hanging off.
Oh, that's Kurt. You don't recognize him, but yeah.
It's like, hey, are you Kurt? His like teeth are sticking out the side of his head.
Yeah.
That would suck actually, because like imagine you die by like electrocution or getting struck by a bolt of lightning and you're just like a charred dude the whole time. Like, oh, who brought barbecue? Who's that guy?
Yeah. You just smell like burning flesh forever, perpetually. Oh man, that would blow. Yeah.
Meanwhile, you got those guys prime out of the shower. They have a heart attack in the bathroom and the door's locked, so the wife can't revive them. And he's like, well, I guess it ain't so bad.
At least you just showered, so you smell fresh forever, I guess. But yeah, a heart attack, you're probably a big old fatty bombaddy. So it's not like you're jacked or anything.
You think when you're in heaven, do you think they take your genitals from you? Like everybody's just like Ken down there, like no, there's no nuts, no vajayjays, no nothing.
Right, like that episode of Black Mirror where they're on the spaceship and they just are all Ken dolls. They just have like mounds down there. Yeah, yeah, they just take your dick and balls from you. No, because that would suck. That wouldn't be heaven. I like to knock around my nuts from time to time, you know.
Yeah, but unless God's like a real hardo and he's kind of pissed at every time like you beat off and you're like, ugh, no wonder you took this ring from me, you know?
If you're not supposed to beat off, why'd God give you a dick? Doesn't even make sense.
You know, if it was up to me, I would have made you blind 37,000 times, but you know, you can't do that.
I mean, he did some horrible things to Job, right? He did some horrible things to a lot of people. The guy's kind of a dick if he's real. I mean, he's not the nicest God. You know, he's kind of a piece of shit. Think about it.
That sounds like a stickler. It's like, dude, come on. Let everybody in.
Yeah.
That was, maybe it was South Park, or I don't remember what it was, but it was, maybe Family Guy. They're showing Heaven and Hitler. Or no, I think it was Robot Chicken on Adult Swim. That would explain why it's so twisted. And they're walking around like the Dalai Lama's up there and whoever, and they see Adolf and he goes, your guess is as good as mine, man. It's like, what? What happened here?
George Carlin's got some great bits about heaven and stuff, you know. How he's got like these 10 special rules, and if you break any of them, you have to burn forever, for eternity, forever, but he loves you.
Yeah.
It's like, and he needs your money. He needs your money. Yeah, he always needs your money.
I can appreciate that that you started doing stand-up because you like appreciate stand-up. It's not like if I had done stand-up, I mean, I saw a bunch of specials growing up, but I don't listen to comedians. I don't do stand-up. I don't know a lot of like the greats. And I feel like you've done your research and you kind of like pull from all this stuff. Like that's why I would consider you a real comedian, because you understand like the ins and outs. Whereas like, I'm just some dumbass sitting here with a microphone in my hand every Sunday morning, you know?
I appreciate that, man. I mean, I'm trying to be a comedian, that's for sure. But the thing is, I've thought about doing it for a long time, even though I just started now. And also, I've been a comedy fan my whole life, you know? So it's legit. I'm okay. I'm getting better, you know?
Yeah.
Getting there. The process. Gotta do it every day.
Do you know who Jimmy Butler is in the NBA?
Yeah.
Did you see his emo hair? Like he had like the comb over.
Yeah.
That is so fucking baller, dude. That's the biggest power move I've ever seen.
Why'd he do it? Just as a joke?
I think so, yeah. Because like the next day he had his hair back in cornrows and he had like a headband and shit. But yeah, I think he just kind of showed up, and I think he even said, "This is my emotional phase." I think he said that like at the mic.
That's sick. Where are you? Yeah, he looked like a sad boy. It's sick.
Yeah. I might put him up on Cream Mountain right here, and we can embrace him.
Right here, right in the middle.
Emo Jimmy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, dude, I had a great time at the wedding, though. It was good. A lot of travel back and forth, man. I got to fucking fly out for work, too, in a couple of weeks. But other than that, I'm not going anywhere the rest of the year. So, start saving
it was all
up.
good. All the vendors were good. Videographer did great. The photographer did a good job. My crack hookup didn't show up, so there's no crack at the wedding. But you know, I didn't pay him beforehand anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna be covered in fucking sunspots, buddy. I'm sorry. There's gonna be a shit quality video on my end.
That's okay, man. We'll figure it out. We keep it creaming. That's the way it goes.
Yeah. I'm just giving you a
warning. I can see all the little dots on the wall behind you.
Yeah, The goddamn sun keeps moving in the sky, messing up my video.
Do you have a basement at your house?
No, dude, we don't have any basements down here. I kind of wish we did. Yeah, there's no frost line. Like, you need a basement up there. You need to, because what's it? The permafrost? Is that what it's called? I don't know, but it melts every year and then refreezes the ground because it gets so cold. Down here, it doesn't get cold enough for that to happen. So they don't need to have a foundation deep like in New Hampshire.
So is it just because they have like the concrete barrier? Like that's why the weather doesn't affect it? Yeah,
it sits on like a foundation still, but it doesn't have to be like underneath the frost line. But every house in New Hampshire and in New England the foundation has to be deeper than the frost line. So that way when the ground freezes and refreezes, the house doesn't fucking shift. Otherwise, you would have houses sliding down hills and shit. You know what I mean? Like slowly.
Just like in the middle of the road, it's like, damn it. I'm not getting to work today.
Yeah. But down here, you don't need that because it doesn't get that cold. So they don't build houses with deep foundations like that. So basements are rare down here. Compared to up there, there's a basement. Every house, every building has one, you know? Even if it's a crawl space, they have something, you know?
Yeah. That was like the one part of the house I didn't explore was the basement. I heard Emily's aunt went up there or down there and kind of walked around. I guess it was pretty cool because it's like an old like servant's house and all this. And she said you can basically get an idea for like how old the actual place is because it's just like exposed everything down there. But
that's where they kept the help.
Make it.
That's where they kept the help back in the day, probably.
The slaves.
Yeah.
Excuse me, slave.
That place definitely probably had slaves at some point. Yeah, I was thinking like
slave ghosts in there.
Well, yeah. What was it called? The Carter House? Is that what it was called?
The Winthrop Carter House. Yep.
So you think it was like the people that owned the house originally? Their last name was Carter, and that's why. Something like
I would
that?
imagine so. There might have been like, I mean, there was a big field in the back, but I don't know if they ever grew anything there. But yeah, it was definitely somebody with a lot of money back in the day. Probably cost them like $80 to build that house back in 1795.
Right. Yeah, $80 was a lot of money back then. And it was like a mansion. It was like the biggest house. It was like, these are the rich people that live in this big house. It's got 3 staircases. Are you kidding me? That's fucking nuts, you know? But
that must have sucked back in the day to be poor and literally have like, well, I mean, I've got like 17 cents like to my name.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's enough for a couple days worth of food, you know?
Right. Yeah, you can survive on 17 cents. Yeah, it must have been so weird. You know, I forget, Louis got a bit where he talks about like, imagine like, it's always just a sack of coins. You know, like, give me a horse, a whiskey, a beer, a haircut, a shower, and a lady for the night. And here you go. And just one coin, just one big coin. Yeah. They don't even count it. They don't even count it or anything. The guy just looks at it and bites it and then tosses it in his fucking thing. And sure,
he just like caresses this guy's little coin bag and like, yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
Yo, so we lived through the biggest event since Y2K, the national text message and all that crap. That was last week.
Yeah. I did a couple jokes about it. That was weird, huh? What do you think, dude? What do you think? What do you think's going on? Is it just a test?
I mean, well, they've been doing more and more. That's like not the first time they've done that.
I know.
They did that last year too. I got everybody's phones going off and shit. But I mean, what are they gonna do? So when the aliens finally just pop out of the sky, and they're not gonna just come from the space, like they're already in the atmosphere. They're just gonna be visible. Like they're just gonna pop up, and you're just gonna look up and be like, oh fuck, dude, like this ain't no good.
They'll just reveal themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was thinking to myself, like, I know that you need to have like an emergency alert system. I get that, right? But why would the entire country, what would they need to know about all at the same time? Like from Hawaii all the way to New York. Like that is, how many thousands of miles from Hawaii to New York? What's it, like 5,000, 6,000 miles apart? Something like that. So what could possibly be an event big enough where you need to know at the same time? Like, there's like 4 things. There's like a nuclear bomb, right? There's maybe the Yellowstone volcano goes off, destroys half the continent, right? There's an alien invasion or an asteroid impact. That's it. Those 4 things.
I mean, it would definitely be for a catastrophic event, something like that.
Like something huge and crazy. Like even a tidal wave, wouldn't be the whole country. It would have to be bigger than that. It has to be bigger than a tsunami.
Well, even you saw that the Earth's going to get hit by a meteor, right?
Yeah, in 100 years or something.
2182.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
It's going to get hit.
Take us out. You and me will be old as shit by that point.
If we're still alive in 2182, then we're doing something right. That's pretty crazy.
Yo, realistically, like, I mean, eventually they got to cure cancer, and beyond that, you'll live forever. But
right,
we could potentially live to the year 2100. Like, how crazy would that be?
We could, yeah. We're definitely, if everything goes perfectly, we might make it there, maybe. Unless they come up with some sort of crazy new technology that allows people to live longer, which is possible, I guess. I think we kind of peaked, though. I think human, as a species, we kind of peaked with longevity. I think it's really 100 years is the max. You know?
I think part of it, too, is it was the Black Mirror episode where the old... God damn, there's a fly down here. There was the old black lady, and she was like living in like the 80s, whatever it was, and then like the other girl was like a quadriplegic and like couldn't talk, but they had like the headsets on.
Yeah,
I think probably by the end, because I mean VR is catching on, dude.
Right.
So
yeah.
I think by the end of our lifetime, if you're 90 and you can't move around very well, like they're gonna set you up with like an IV drip and just pump food into your system, and
right.
Like you're just gonna live in a video game up until you die, or until you get bored and you want to pop out and say "fuck you" one last time.
Yeah, maybe they upload your consciousness directly into a computer, then your body dies, and you could live forever for real.
Yeah,
but that's the thing, though: is it actually you, or is it a copy of your consciousness? Because if it's a copy of your consciousness, it's not really you; it's just a guy that thinks he's you.
I can't get Black Mirror out of my head. Like the Black Mirror Museum one, where the girl shows up to the roadside attraction. And
that's such a great episode.
It's her dad being electrocuted over and over again, and that little. That's wild, dude. Some of that Black Mirror shit. I think the next one in this season is the Aaron Paul one, and you said that's like a movie.
It should be a movie. Yeah, it's so good. That is such a good episode. Freaky, actually, and it's dope. So. I'm not going to give anything away about it at all. I just want to say I like what Black Mirror did this last season. They got like supernatural with things. They went fantasy because it was always sci-fi, and they went like fantasy with this one. This season, You know what I mean? Like there's an episode about a demon.
Yeah,
which is pretty crazy. It has nothing to do with sci-fi. It's just an actual demon. You know. Interesting.
To bring up Aaron Paul, dude, I'm 2.5 episodes away from finishing Better Call Saul. I'm halfway through the Breaking Bad episode. It's like episode, or no, there might be more left actually, but I'm pretty fucking close.
Yeah.
Before everybody showed up on Friday, I'm just like sitting in this big ass house by myself. Emily's out doing whatever. I'm just like sitting there sipping beer and watching Better Call Saul. It's like,
yeah.
This is what I'm paying for, dude.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm glad. I'll be glad when you finally finish that shit. Put yourself out of your misery. What a horrible show.
Yeah. I mean, it's good, but it's like, what they got nominated for more awards than Breaking Bad, but they haven't won like any of them.
Yeah,
like they never won best picture, or whatever it was, or best show.
It's also like it's because of Breaking Bad. Like that show wouldn't exist without Breaking Bad, and so people think it's like great because it's related to Breaking Bad. You know what I mean?
The same universe, yeah.
But if it wasn't, if it was just a standalone show, it probably would have been canceled, to be honest, after like season 1 or 2. It's not like a great show.
Well, it's weird because I watched through Breaking Bad twice, so I feel like I'm fairly comfortable like knowing the whole timeline and all that.
Yeah.
And then I'm watching Better Call Saul, which obviously happened before that, but then Nacho shoots himself in front of the Salamancas, and I was like watching that, and I'm like, I thought this motherfucker was in Breaking Bad. Like I've literally been watching Better Call Saul this long. Like that I have no idea who's actually like a lot. Like I know Gustavo Fring is in Breaking Bad, but everybody else, it's like, it's a fucking wash, dude. I don't know who carries over and who doesn't.
Mike, the guy that plays Mike is dead though now, isn't he?
Yeah.
So he probably just went away or something, I guess.
Well, it's kind of wild because just the other day, it was the 10-year anniversary of the final episode of Breaking Bad. So
That's
think about,
wild. That's
since
weird.
those 10 years, they made all of Better Call Saul. People have passed away. I mean, Hector Salamanca's dead.
Yeah.
Mike is dead.
Yeah.
You know.
That's weird to think that the last episode of Breaking Bad came out 10 years ago. That's kind of scary because I remember watching that and it does not seem like it was that long ago.
I'm about to give a major spoiler, and like this still caught me by surprise because I was probably in season 1 or 2 of Better Call Saul, and then I saw somebody sharing because I didn't start watching the series until the last season was like coming out on TV.
Yeah.
And it was the whole like Howard Hamlin getting shot. And like I saw the screenshot and I saw Lalo and I knew it was going to come. But up until that scene actually started and until he gets capped, I was still so surprised. I was like, holy shit. Like I knew it was coming, but it was like, it still like took you to the edge of your seat. It was like pretty cool.
I don't even know who those people are.
Oh, did you? Oh, you didn't watch it?
No, I gave up.
Oh, okay.
I did like 3 seasons. The last, actually, whatever it was, when the brother burns himself in the house. That's all I remember at the end.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I just gave you a major spoiler, but yeah, it was one of those like people were sharing it on Facebook, and I was like, fuck, now I know, and I forgot about it because it's been so long since I started the show, dude.
Yeah, dude, the worst spoiler ever.
We could watch the very first podcast of you and me just when it was just audio, and guaranteed I brought up Better Call Saul and be like, oh yeah, man, I'm going to finish this by the end of the month. And it's like, fucking all year thing.
Yeah, here we are 10 months later, fucking almost 50 episodes in. Fucking wild. What is this one? 42? 43? 42?
42.
Yeah. Blue 42.
Yep.
I remember one time some asshole spoiled, the worst spoiler ever was, when Logan came out. I had been looking forward to seeing Logan because I'm a Wolverine fan. I've watched all the Wolverine movies. And Logan was out in theaters and I was going to see it the next day. Like it had been out in theaters for like one day. And this guy, I'm bartending. This guy comes in and he's like, oh yeah, we just saw Logan. I'm like, oh, that's sick, man. I can't wait to see it. So yeah, he dies. But other than that, it was good. Dude, I was so mad I left. I literally
wanted to like bite his nads off and spit him in his face.
Dude,
like, what the fuck, dude?
I was waiting for years for that movie, and he literally just said it to me. I told him I can't wait to see it, and then he ruined the ending of the movie for me, like instantly. Yeah, he dies. Yeah. What the? Are you fucking? What is wrong with you? What a piece of garbage, dude.
Well, it's the same. I'm not like a big Spider-Man fan, but when they came out and it had like all the different versions of Spider-Man like in the same movie, like when I found that out, because somebody just posted on Facebook, I'm like, oh, you're a fucking piece of shit. Like I don't even want to watch the movie now. Like I was looking forward to it, and like I mean, you can assume this is gonna happen because like they're leaking stuff as the movie's coming out. But yeah, dude, I hate it when people do that shit.
It's such annoying. A bummer because it's like, especially a big drop like that's crazy. Like the. Seeing that opening night and not knowing that was going to happen, and all of a sudden, like, fucking Tobey Maguire, like, walks into the screen, you're like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, the reaction videos of people in the theater is, like, crazy. You know what I mean?
Well, it's funny how it kind of comes and goes, because even when Endgame came out, Avengers, like, people were posting on, I remember multiple people posting, not even the same thing, just saying, don't share the movie, like, let everybody enjoy it, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, how much of a freaking like publicity game is it just to like, it's weird to promote your movie and then to have people like, don't talk about it yet. Like let it be in the theaters for 2 weeks before you let out the spoilers. It's like, that's a weird fucking announcement to make.
Yeah. You don't want to ruin it for everybody though. You know, you want people to go see it. You spent a shitload of money on it. The other thing is if people know what happens, they're less likely to go see it too, you know? So it's not good for the box office if you spoil something either. So,
are you a spooky guy? Are you all into Halloween and carving pumpkins and trick or treating and all that bullshit?
I'm a spookster. I'm a bit of a spookster myself. Yeah, I like Halloween a lot. We do the jack-o'-lantern every year. We got a couple pumpkins downstairs. I'll fucking carve one. Carve a big old ding-dong to the side of a pumpkin. Throw it on the fucking front porch. The old fucking dick in the pumpkin trick, you know, hey kids, get some candy. But Yeah, I'm probably gonna sit on the porch and dress like a scarecrow or something, and then scare kids. Like act like you're a scarecrow, and then they walk by and you're. Ah! I love that shit.
Bring out your webcam and just do a time lapse of you scaring the shit out of little kids.
Yeah, we have trick or treaters at our house, but yeah, we just started watching some classic horror films. We're gonna watch those for the rest of the month. I know you're a big horror film guy.
Yeah, every October we watch the House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and Three from Hell. We watch that every October.
Yeah, classic trilogy there.
For anybody, all the creamers that are at the wedding, I definitely gave Rob Zombie a shout out during my vows. and I was like, yeah, I named my dog Otis and Spalding after the main characters, and it was cool. So
yeah.
He's had a big impact on me, Rob Zombie. Just his like transition from White Zombie to Rob Zombie, and like being into that music as a kid, and him started coming out with the movies and stuff. And
yeah,
actually, I saw Rob Zombie supposed to direct a Star Wars movie, but it's supposed to be like a horror Star Wars thing. Yeah, in 24.
That's pretty dope. That might be cool.
If you give that man any amount of money, he will like just fucking run with it, dude. Because like House of a Thousand Corpses was an independent movie. Like all of his films of like other than Halloween, which had a big budget, but I mean, you can throw so much money at that and it's still the same dude walking around in slow motion, you know?
Yeah. Halloween's okay. It's not that great.
But even was it 31 and the Lords of Salem, some of his other like not as popular horror movies, all those were like crowdsourced. Like every crowdsourcing campaign he's done, I've always given money to it because it's like I'm gonna watch this,
dope.
you know.
Pretty dope.
Which is very different from me pirating all my movies, which I know you get a freaking tizzy about.
I don't know why you do that. You make video. You're in the industry. You're a video guy. It's like, you know what I mean?
It's funny too because I was pirating heavy, and I remember I would go to like Cody Allen's house and I would like download all of this music, and then Cody's dad would text him and be like, "Did you just download 13 Seven Dust albums?" And I'm like, "Oh, I forgot he works for Comcast." Like, he just got a red flag on his Wi-Fi thing here, but
shit.
I don't know. I mean, it got to the point where I updated my computer and you couldn't have BitTorrent as an app. It had to go through the Google Chrome, and I'm like, I'm not fucking with that. Like, I even got to the point where like I had a VPN, and then I would run the VPN and then do the pirating and shit. But I mean, once I got Spotify, like, what's the point in illegally downloading music? You can stream everything.
It's not expensive either. It is weird though, because everything turned into like a subscription. Everything, like, but it's a way for the company to ultimately make more money because you perpetually have to pay for it forever, indefinitely.
Yeah.
You know, so nobody owns anything anymore though. It's like everything in the world is moving in that direction where you're not going to own anything. You're just going to always rent everything. Well, even your car, like Uber, you know, like you're not going to own anything in the future.
Yeah, well, it's strange because even like my video editor, I pay like a monthly thing for. I mean, I pay it annually, so it's cheaper or whatever.
Right.
But I mean, even
can I just
like
buy
FL
it?
Studios, like what?
Like, can I just buy it? You know what I mean? Like, can you just let us buy it? Yeah.
Well, the first time I had Premiere, it was I think it was still you could just buy it, and I torrented it off some random guy that lived in Manchester. I got it from him or whatever. But I mean, FL Studio, you buy it, you have lifetime updates.
Yep.
How long do you think until that's, well, for $15 a month, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is I bought it like 15 years ago and haven't paid for it since, and I've updated it a lot of times. It's great. Lifetime free updates.
Grandfathered in because I don't want to have to start paying for that shit, dude. I mean, I paid like what was it, $200-$300 for FL, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap for a DAW. I mean, there's some more expensive ones out there. It's pretty affordable. Depends on which package you get. But it's not really the DAW that is a big deal. It's what you do in it. You know, it's like the VSTs and the plugins, and
yeah.
There's some great fucking artists that use FL Studio, man. I don't know why the industry shits on it. It's pretty user friendly.
Well, actually, now to think about it, I mean, I think it's like $240 a year on Premiere.
Yeah.
But I've spent way more. I probably spent like $500 just on like editing bundles and transitions and like overlays and VHS effects and
Right. It's all the extra shit.
I bought all that shit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. It's all that extra shit that ends up costing the money, the real money. You know?
What's up with how do you think Kanye, the whole Giggle thing happened? Do you think he leaked it himself? Or like, how the hell does that even happen? It was like 50 gigs of unheard Kanye.
I didn't hear any of it. I've been looking for it. I heard Jesus is King 2. It was just like Jesus is King album, but remixed by Dr. Dre, which was supposedly really good, but I went to watch it and it's gone. Like, shit, they took it down. So,
well, I got into it because on YouTube, there's a whole bunch of like 20 or 30 minute videos of these are all the songs that you want to hear from the leak, or like it was like from the same guy, but it was like different aspects of it. It's like, these are the remixes you want to hear. This is like the unheard shit. This is the raw vocals. This is the original beats. And I'm sitting at work and I'm listening to all this and I'm like, this is pretty fucking, like, I'm not even, I was a Kanye fan. Like, probably my Dark Twisted Fantasy was like, my, like the
favorite.
end for me.
That's my favorite, yeah.
Or even, what was it, the one that he did with Jay-Z, Watch the Throne?
Yeah, Watch the Throne, yep.
That album fucking banged, but like, I wasn't into Donda. I wasn't into fucking Yeezus, you know?
I was a big Yeezus guy, too. I love Yeezus. Yeezus and Dark Fantasy are my two favorite Kanye's, I think. Life of Pablo was good. Yeah.
I was working at USPS at the time when Life of Pablo came out, and I put that on my phone, and I would listen to it on repeat. I never want to hear any of those fucking songs ever again, dude.
Just
I get
you
so
heard
depressed now. If I hear Father Stretch My Hands Part 2, if I start hearing that, I'm just like, I picture myself feeding a bunch of fucking Donald Trump flyers into a machine just so it could bust out, and for the 30th time that day, I have to press the button to have a mechanic come over and fucking fix it. It's like, this is stupid, dude.
Not a good time in your life.
Awful. It was that, and it was Speeding Bullet to Heaven by Kid Cudi. So I listened. It was that and Life of Pablo I would listen to for 10 hours every single day on repeat, and it was fucking awful.
Speeding Bullet was a rough one, dude. I did not like that album at all. Not a fan. But, you know, whatever. I didn't like it.
Like Butthead says, you know, word to Kurt. You know, word to Kurt.
Yeah.
It was
hey,
his
baby.
grunge album.
Yeah. Yeah. Leave it to the grunge professionals there, Kid Cudi. In my opinion. But, you know, whatever. Taking risks, doing drugs, trying things out. Gotta respect it. Gotta respect the fucking balls on the guy.
Yeah, man. I mean, he probably went to Seattle, did a bunch of heroin just to get into the mindset, you know?
Yeah, probably. Sounds like that's what he did.
Yeah, it sounds like he mixed it himself. It's all the it's like, what the fuck am I listening to? It's weird, dude.
Weird as shit.
But there is I mean, that whole album is like 30 songs, but there are probably 5 really good like Speeding Bullet, the acoustic version is fucking banger.
Okay.
It was Adventures, that was a good one. Red Sabbath was a good one. What else is on there? Yeah, a lot of it was dog shit. Most of the album was dog shit.
Yeah.
Fucking awful. But there's a couple diamonds in the rough. But I mean, if you're going to make 30 songs, you're going to have 4 or 5 that are okay. You know, there's no fucking way about it.
It's weird that like a song is like a time machine in a way. It's like the closest thing we got to a time travel. That and smells. Certain smells will bring you back too. But you hear a song and they're like, you remember where you were. If it was a big song for your life, you remember where you were when you were listening to it, you know? There's a few songs like that. Like Life of Pablo reminds me of when I was dating that dental hygienist that lived in Concord. And that song, there's one song on that album I remember driving on Loudon Road where I was when I was listening to it. It's the one with the bum, 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 bum. You know what I'm talking about? Bum,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Bum, bum, bila, bum. I remember exactly where I was. Yeah. It's just weird.
What was it was some Kendrick album. Oh, it was like some song he did with J-Rock too, but I remember driving around in Dover in your car. Yeah. And we'd hop in the car, you'd start playing the music and you would just jack your fucking volume all the way up and we would just drive with the windows down and your whole fucking street would shake because your fucking speakers are so loud.
Yeah. J-Rock Kendrick song. Maybe it was Money Trees or something.
No, it was I want to say it was Damn, but I feel like I guess Damn is an old album now. That's been out for a fucking while.
Yeah. Was it like I Got DNA? Like I got. Or maybe it was All Right. Maybe it was Butterfly, Pimp Butterfly.
Oh, I think it was To Pimp a Butterfly, actually. Yeah.
Like, we gonna be all right. That one?
I think that overlapped when you lived in Dover. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Pimp came out when I was in Dover, and Good Kid came out when I was in Concord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Kid Cudi's Insano is going to come out in January. It's going to be, with all the deluxe versions and shit, it's going to be like 40 songs.
It's called Insano?
Yeah.
It's an interesting name. Okay. Sounds like a superhero.
I just saw something last week, and he's talking about how he doesn't want to go on tour anymore because he's like, what's the point? And then I'm reading these articles today. He's like, yeah, these 40 songs, these will be great to do live. It's like, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, dude. That's interesting. Always loved Kid Cudi, man. And, Man of the Moon 3 was great. Dude, that fucking album that he made alongside his animated movie on Netflix. I was a big fan of that. Intergalactic. I was a fan of that, too. I thought that album actually banged. It was like old school Cudi kind of, which is dope.
He's one of the only rappers that every album he comes out with, I'll always give it a chance. I'll listen to anything he comes out with at least once. Whereas nobody else I'll do that for.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that with Travis Scott too. Utopia was not great, to be honest. I mean, it was okay, but it doesn't hit like Rodeo or anything like that.
Yeah. Astroworld blew my tits off, dude. Just the fact that every song is fully capitalized, like I'm like, oh, this is a fucking banger. I didn't even listen to a single song. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be sick, dude.
Yeah, blew my tits clean off, dude.
Clean off.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So what do you think? We should wrap this up and go to the audio only? The bonus portion of the podcast?
Did you listen to it at all? Is it like okay?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. As long as we're not like dropping fucking slurs like crazy, but
no.
you'll edit it together. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. I'll delete the slurs and everything.
Clive, you fucking.
No, it's good. It's a little inside baseball, I think, for the Creamers.
Yeah, Creamers. Stay tuned.
Shop.
This is after a day full of drinking.
Yeah,
we were drinking all fucking Saturday, dude.
Yeah, me yesterday too. I had a little weekend myself. Didn't touch a drop in between the bachelor party and the wedding, though, which I'm glad I didn't because I was refreshed and ready to go. Yeah, it's just wearing off now. I feel like a big old bag of shit, though. Sorry if I was quiet this week. So, but
hold off till Christmas now. You can do it. You can do it, man.
I can do it. Maybe Thanksgiving. Maybe Thanksgiving. I'll have a couple Tito's and sodas, a couple of sips of Grandpa's cough medicine guy. Have a fucking little turkey. Have some stuffing, some cranberry sauce, and some whiskey. We'll find out. But enjoy the bonus content, Creamers. We'll see you in a week.
Keep it creamy. Start the audio.
All right.
Creamers. You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension. A dimension of sound. A dimension of sight. A dimension of mind.
I'm a fucking genius!
You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Cream Pie Zone.
Podcast and all sorts.
Testing. This is after the wedding. It's about 11:40 p.m. We're sitting outside enjoying a couple of fucking fat bats. Me and Rick and the younger brother there, Clive. Rick just got married. This is the bonus portion of the podcast this week. Rick, this is great. That means we only have to do 40 minutes.
Oh, there we go.
Instead of 50.
I got a metal piece of metal around my finger, so I guess that means I'm married now.
Yep. We're a little bit hammered. We had a few drinks. Hopefully that's okay.
I told Josh that whenever I smoke a big cigar, I always throw up, so we'll see if that tradition continues today.
Well, I'm going to attempt to light this, and you fucking sorry Creamers have to listen to us struggle to talk drunkenly on a porch with rain in the background, horrible audio quality, and matches and cigars. You get to listen to this. So enjoy, you sons of bitches. We don't give a fuck, though. What do you think about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there we go.
God damn it. That's 2 fucking matches I fucked up. And I just fucking ate a bunch of tobacco. That's gross. That's a fucking lug.
I got my cigar lit for the most part. I might need another round of matches, but it's pretty lit. God, I love a fat fucking stick. Clive? You? By the way, Eric's younger brother's here. Clive, say hello to the creamers.
Hello.
I don't know if you can hear him or not, but love Clive. Clive's been about fucking 8'2" since the 6th grade. He's a fucking gargantuan human.
But I can't dunk.
But he can't dunk. You can't dunk for real?
This isn't life for
I
shit,
can
dude.
dunk.
Dude, I have like a half-inch vertical.
It's his balls. He's got lead balls. His balls weigh 40 pounds each.
They weigh me down too much.
I can't fucking light this thing, dude.
I'll light it.
Well, it's burning right now. Just give it a few puffs.
Here, trade. Take this one, I'll light that one.
Okay.
Do you inhale these? No.
That was a lot of dancing. There was a lot of drinking. A lot of good speeches. I gave a lot of hugs and I shook a lot of hands. My dad kissed me on the cheek twice today. He hadn't kissed me since I was a little boy. And I had to tell the teacher that my dad was kissing me.
Interesting.
That was a good time. I'm literally just going to throw this in the fucking, just throw this out in the parking lot after this. You ever smoke a cigar, Clive? Like a big one?
A few times.
Take a little puff.
It's really nice,
You
actually.
gotta put your lips around it like it's a big old cock, dude.
Big old fucking dildo.
Big old fucking dilly-doo.
There you go. We're lit, buddy.
We're lit, fam.
Love it.
Do not inhale.
Don't inhale
You
it.
will shit your pants.
It's the equivalent of like 2 packs of cigarettes in this one fucking stove. These are cheap cigars too. I just got them at Cumbies. They're like $12 each.
I've smoked cigars before.
But I figured it's worth it to dude, there's like 3 times in life where you're supposed to smoke a stick. Like after you get married, after you have a baby, you know what I mean?
Yeah, every time I was like at Castro's with Cody when you go play pool, I would smoke a whole stogie and I'd watch him play pool.
Yep.
And I would just sit there and just kind of swallow my burps and
Oh yeah.
like almost just like yak. Mm-hmm. Like totally stone sober. And I'm just like fucked.
Yeah, that sucks.
So creamers, it's been a good day. I got married today. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Everybody that I ever gave a shit about showed up.
Dude, I forgot to tell you. Me and Lita were wandering off and we were taking pictures, right? Over in the field where we took pictures before them. And we saw this couple out there and they're just hanging out. And we're like, hey, do you guys mind taking a picture of us? And they're like, yeah, no problem at all. And they took the phone. They took a picture of me and Lita, you know?
Yeah.
And then we were talking like to them for like a couple of minutes. And the guy goes, yeah, we're from Wisconsin. And I'm like, wait a second, are you Tyler? And he's like, yeah, I'm Tyler Pond. I'm like, dude, I'm Josh. And he's like, oh, you're Josh? We talked for like 5 minutes before we knew who each other were.
Yep.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Well, I was talking to Tyler too, and he was like, I don't know who these chicks were, but they walked by me and they gave me a dirty look, and I could hear what they were saying. They're like, yeah, who's this guy? And I'm like, yeah, it's probably because you gave him the slit throat fucking finger across your throat when they walked by. They think you're a fucking serial killer. It's like, yeah, that's probably it.
I can see like how underneath it all, he's a nice guy, and he said he listens to the podcast, so I appreciate it. Dude, what's crazy is the amount of people that came up to me today and said they listened to the podcast. Creamers, one of Eric's fucking, your wife's aunt.
Yep.
She came up to us and she's like, hey, I'm a creamer. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, I listen to the podcast.
Well, she walks up to me and she points at you. She goes, what's his name? Like, he's the one that you do the podcast, right? I'm like, yeah. His name is Josh.
Crazy.
Josh. I'm like, yeah, you can call him J-Man. She goes, all right, I'll call him Josh. I was like, okay, whatever, dude.
She's like, oh, I
Fucking-
cream every week.
Oh, jeepers.
Fucking hilarious. She was telling me all kinds of stories that I won't repeat on the podcast on the air. What's her name again?
Jody.
Jody, if you're listening, thank you so much.
Fellow creamer, we thank you for creaming.
I told a few off-color jokes about the one-armed DJ.
Dude, he was good.
I mean, the guy probably cost Eric an arm and a leg, but
Well, it's cool talking to him because he really talks with his hands, you know?
yeah, must be Italian.
One at a time.
Whoa, yeah.
Well, there's a hateful comment we're going to get on that.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. We're ableist, I guess.
True. But like I said, he was good.
Dude, I've been friends with people that have one hand, and they, like, think this shit's funny. Like, whatever. Like, if somebody made fun of me for something I had going on, like, I would laugh.
Well, dude, if you can't laugh at yourself, who can laugh at you?
Yeah.
You just gotta like all the ginger jokes that like Chuck and Andy were dropping all weekend. It's like if I'm not gonna laugh at it, it's like, what's the point, dude?
Dude, you can't do anything about it. You might as well laugh about it. And they're not coming from a place. The thing is, like, I'm not coming from a place of hate for the DJ. I'm just pointing out something crazy and making puns about it.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm like, this guy sucks. He deserves to die. He's a fucking one-armed, should be incinerated.
That guy was a boss, dude.
I'm just
that
like,
guy was like super cool.
He was a great DJ.
He did superb. He did.
Yeah.
Everybody did a great fucking job.
Dude, I tell you one thing. I was on that dance floor. He really made me want to put my hand up.
Dude, I don't
Give
know
this guy a hand. Come on.
We should have given him a hand, though. You know. Yeah.
Put your hands in the air.
Yeah.
Hands in the air.
I really went.
Wait, both or just one?
I'll tell you. I really went out on a limb trying to tell those jokes, though.
one at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, dude. A fucking few puffs of this bad boy, and you're like, Nap City, dude. This big old fucking fat stogie's got me fucking feeling dizzy now.
I might do one of those where I just like feel super sick and I just sit on the shitter until I feel better. Half the time I fall asleep. Somebody has to bust the door down and pull my pants up.
The thing is, you can't smoke it too quick.
No. I mean, you can't smoke it quick, dude.
You can't treat it like a cigarette.
If you're trying to fucking pound one of those in like 5 minutes, you're going to die.
Yeah.
That's just the way it works.
Don't pull a Kyle hand.
You like it, though, right, Clive? You enjoy it?
Just a little puff. It's just, you just can't inhale it.
I mean, you've been puffing on it for a while there, Clive. What do you guys think about the Red Arrow? Me and my brothers went there this morning. It's pretty good. But they got this burger called the Adam Sandler burger. It's kind of like they're leaning into the whole like New Hampshire thing.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah, we went to Tucker's today, and dude, I was like,
Yeah.
I could not eat my fucking breakfast. I literally like
hungover,
deconstructed my burrito just to eat the potatoes and the bacon out of it because the cheese and the egg made me want to vomit.
Yeah,
and it was like I scarfed down the orange juice and it was so acidic.
Oh,
and I'm like
yeah.
sitting there just like doing the
buddy. So during the wedding, I actually took a break from the booze for like an hour or whatever, which was nice because if I kept going, I would be passed out or like have my clothes off by now.
I didn't really get that drunk today,
but they brought the salad out, right? And they had that fucking Italian dressing.
That shit was good.
It was very good, but it was so acidic.
The pink shit.
Yeah. So I put it on the lettuce, and I'm like eating the salad with like the dressing on it, and I just feel myself like I'm gonna fucking puke because it was just so acidic.
Yeah.
Like when you're like hungover, even if it's good when you're sober, like the acidic shit fucks with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I took a lot of shots. I had a lot of mixed drinks. I drank a lot of beers. And your
vows were great, man.
My adrenaline was kicking so fucking hard. I don't think I could get drunk today. It's just the way it works.
Dude, those vows were
so your back was to me, so I couldn't see your face. Did you cry?
No.
You didn't cry?
I came very fucking close.
I cried.
Dude,
did you? I cried like a bitch.
Are you serious?
I was bawling.
He was fucking
Everybody
crying.
said they did that, and like I don't want to take credit for like that.
No.
What happened?
I was very close.
To be honest with you,
Rachel was fucking dying.
To be honest with you, I didn't really hear much of your vows because I was trying to not cry. I was focusing on trying not to cry. Because, dude, if I get married, like, I'm fucked because I cry at my friend's wedding. Like, if I'm up there, I'll be trying to read my vows. But, dude, no, I was fucking crying up there. I had to literally, like, look at the wall and, like, wipe away my tears.
Well, when I was writing the vows, like, at the end of each paragraph, like, I would have 3 sentences per paragraph. And after each one, I put a dash. And like my original intent was, all right, every time I get to a dash, I pause and I look at her. Like that was my plan. And then the problem was,
you did very well.
I would get through one sentence and then I would have to stop because I would start getting so fucking choked up. And then it got to the point where it's like I'm pausing every fucking 10 seconds.
No,
because I just can't get through it, dude.
But you could tell it was coming from like a place of like feeling. Like you did very well, and like the fact that you had to pause like added to it. Because everybody like felt like the emotion. You did very well with your vows.
Well, Emily's dad started.
You know what I mean?
Emily's dad started laughing, and like, when he did that, I was like, oh fuck.
Actually,
but the problem, not the problem, but like the thing is he was crying. So like that's what he does when he's like.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, because I'm gonna stop you because I actually was kind of watching him, and when you thought he was laughing, I'll tell you right now, he was crying.
Well, that's what it was. Yeah, he was crying, but he was laughing.
He was like laugh crying.
That's what he does.
It was like but like the noise he made sounded like a laugh, but it was really like a sob.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like he was actually bawling. So like
That was one of the hardest fucking things I've ever done, dude.
I
was like so close, but the problem is like,
dude,
I was so
it's
close
fucking tough, man.
to just like giving into it and just like crying and reading and just like getting all into it. And I was like, I can't fucking do that, dude.
You looked like a man. You held it together. You did your job. You did the best you could do. And you know what? You did a fucking great job.
That was really fucking hard, dude.
Dude, I can imagine.
It's like I was telling everybody else, I was like, I was fine up until like we're waiting in here, like to like
now
line
it's
up,
like,
and I was like, oh, this
it
is a
all
lot.
becomes real.
And then when I'm standing up there and Emily's like in the doorway, I was like, I like literally saw the subtitles come across my eyes, like, oh fuck me, dude. Yeah. Like this is fucking really hard. You know?
Yeah. You know what, Creamers? Fuck you guys. You get 15 minutes of the fucking special.
Yeah.
Like we're at 14. We're hanging out on the porch. You know what? Maybe you get a fucking audio only podcast this whole week and we don't have to fucking record it again. What do you think about that?
Just sit out here for a whole hour.
Fuck you. Clive,
Did you inhale?
You're taking the whole cigar, huh?
Yeah, get the spitting daddy.
No, I've inhaled a bit. That one I did a whole puff.
I'm enjoying the shit out of this. I don't know about you.
I haven't thrown up yet, so maybe I can handle the whole one.
A couple more puffs?
No, I got his.
Oh, okay. I'll take the fatty myself.
Give me a fatty.
No, I've inhaled a few of these. It's really good.
It's nice, dude. It's very enjoyable.
It is.
The nicotine's fucking.
I'm having some of that spit, but
yeah, it's the thick molasses spit.
Yeah, you just have some beer.
I had a tickle. I had to dump it down my throat. Yo, you guys ever notice that like Miller Lite cans? I took this like 3 times today. Miller Lite cans are the best can of beer.
Think so?
Yeah, they're the sexiest looking can. I don't know if you heard me giving this spiel earlier. Did you hear me talking about this?
No, I didn't.
So, if you look at the Miller Lite can, it's sexy looking. It's not trashy. Like if this was a Bud Light, if there's like a blue can,
that's pretty gay, dude.
It would look gay as fuck.
Yeah.
But this is pretty nice.
Yeah, it's
like it kind of matched like our outfits too.
I like PBR cans.
Yeah.
But, last couple of years they would have like the art contests of people designing new PBR
Yeah, I
cans.
saw that. That's cool.
You could buy like a tall boy, like a 24 ouncer, and they're all like the crazy graffiti looking. Like they're all like collector cans.
Yeah.
Like that shit's really cool, dude.
It is cool, man.
I'm a big fan of like the Jägermeister
I like
advertising.
Pibber. I like Narragansett. This is like another like one of those like.
That's a classy beer, dude. Narragansett.
Narragansett is not classy at all, but it's good.
Oh no, it's white trash. It's like worse than fucking PBR.
But it's like one of those.
But it's fucking delicious.
It kind of tastes like PBR, but I think it's a little better. It's a treat. Like if I go to a place and they got Gansett, dude. Fucking love crushing the 16-ounce Gansets.
Dude, if you're going out, I go with the Yingling. Fucking amazing.
Oh, Yingling, you can't fail.
Yingling is good.
Yingling, like light, like the light one.
American lager.
Dude, it's the best. Yeah.
Well, that was like even earlier. Chuck was like, "What you used to drink in college? Like Rolling Rock?" I'm like, "Yeah, I would drink Rolling Rock or
Keystone."
PBR. I never drank Keystone. Natty Ice.
Natty. The Natties.
Bush Light.
The Natty Daddies. Oh, Bush. Well, Bush
lattes.
Bush is bad, but it's not as bad as Keystone. Keystone is like piss water. It's horrible. And they know it. They lean into it. They're like, hey,
if you have a Keystone and you have a sip of it, you're like, oh, this is a mistake.
This is
like,
garbage.
Why did I buy this?
Yeah. Dude, your hangover is 3 times worse with a Keystone versus like any other domestic beer. Because it's like goat piss.
I was gonna say at their bottling facility, it's just a bunch of homeless dudes pissing into a fucking funnel.
Literally,
they're like, all right, let's top this one off.
Actually made of piss. Like they ferment piss. Like it's horrible. Yeah. It is funny though. You know what pisses me off is like I'm a big like craft beer guy. Like I love good quality beer and shit. I'm not a hipster, but I love like an IPA, like a good IPA.
People did not drink any fucking IPAs. Like there was like 6 IPAs that were drank tonight. And we showed up like 50 of them.
I
stuck to the liquor.
Why did you get IPAs?
If I was on the...
we just thought it would make sense. Well, but then we also went through like twice as many Tito's as we fucking thought we.
Tito's is the thing now, dude.
They handed Chuck a little piece of paper. They're like, we're out of cranberries juice. We're out of fucking Tito's.
Oh, did Chuck go and buy more?
Well, Chuck came up to me and I was like, "Well, bring it up to Albert. Him and Brian will figure it out." And then Brian went to the fucking liquor store.
So
Albert went to Cumbies.
Radio edit.
He's Jason Bourne.
I didn't know it was like.
He's basically Jason Bourne.
I didn't know it was secret.
Yeah, he can't really talk about what he does.
Okay, don't talk about it.
Well, I apologize. I didn't know it was secret. No problem. His name's not either. So good luck finding out who he is, bitch.
Yeah, you fucking cucks.
That's fine.
Dude, I gotta say, since it's
funny,
fucking
Chucky.
bachelor party, like I use the word cuck all the time now.
Yeah.
It's like before that, I never used that word.
It's a great word.
If was around during World War II, the Holocaust wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
He would have been like, I'm gonna fucking get to the bottom of this.
He'd be the bear.
Who's this Adolf guy?
Yeah. Dude, we can all agree that Adolf Hitler was a real knucklehead, am I right?
What a real fucking baboon.
What a rascal.
All I know is you're gonna have
rambunctious guy.
Dude, what a fucking knucklehead.
He's just too rowdy for his own good.
Yeah. What a goofball. Am I right?
Adolf, goofball.
Adolf was a total goofball. We can all agree on that, right?
Hey, if he was alive, he would say it's all a goof.
Most likely to drop out of art school.
Listen, it was a goof. Yeah, I killed 6 million. I mean, we can talk about the numbers later, but it was a goof.
It was all
a goof.
So,
you're gonna have to censor a lot of this, right?
No, we're keeping it.
Oh shit, we're smoking the fucking sticker here.
I was gonna say that's
Yeah, that'll get you high.
yeah, you have to break
You
off.
gotta ash that bitch too, guy.
Yeah, really.
Well, it's all fucking canoed. It won't drop out.
To fucking ash some of it.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there you go.
like half of it.
Jesus
You want
Christ. The whole thing fucking...
Well, look at it. It's fucking half of it. The
Yeah,
top half
whatever.
is still there.
It's been so long since I smoked a cigar, dude.
Dad kissed me on the cheek twice. And he smacked my ass, and I was like, Dad, you are just gay today, dude.
You know,
what are you doing?
I think your dad is like trying to connect with you. Because like he feels like he's getting older and wants to like make sure that he has a connection.
Well, that's the whole thing too. He's like, what's the podcast?
Today, he's always like that.
Well, I mean, like the past couple of years, like he's changed his demeanor, the way you talk about him.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
No,
I
you're
think-
not wrong. Because like when he
No
got,
offense. I have no disrespect to the man. I barely know him.
yeah,
But the couple times I met him back in the day,
he's a grumpy old fuck.
he was kind of a dick
Yeah.
to me.
He was no,
And
he
that's
was.
okay. I'm not, no disrespect to him, but he was kind of a dick to me.
Yeah,
But he seems much warmer now.
yeah, he's like buddy.
He's kind of like,
he's like one of my best friends now.
He's
Whereas,
like
back
kinda-
in the day, he was like the guy that would tell me no.
yeah.
You know,
I think he kind of warmed up. Maybe he's like, I'm getting older and I want to make sure that maybe he's like turned a new leaf.
well, that's the whole thing. He's like, what's the podcast that you and Josh do? And I told the name and this and that, and he's like, I said something earlier about like, he's like, yeah, I watched one. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna stop you there because I don't want to hear your feedback, dude.
That's all.
Like you can listen to it, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah,
but, like, I don't really want to hear your.
we don't
opinion
need
on
the we don't need the feedback.
Yeah, I'm
though.
not here for the fucking criticism, dude.
Yeah. If you say, hey, I'm a podcast fan, I'm a creamer, thank you, like that's all we need. We don't need
He's
like
just gonna send me a Facebook message. I'm a creamer.
yeah.
I would love it, dude.
We don't need like the hey, why don't you guys do this though instead? No, we don't need that.
No, he's like every week I cream.
Yeah.
Cream every Sunday morning. I hop right on at 8 o'clock on Sundays.
Because our podcast name is so ridiculous because it's called Cream Pie Sundae, like it is uncomfortable to have a strange lady in her late 50s come up to you and be like, hey,
I'm a creamer.
I listen to Cream Pie Sundae. I'm a creamer. And be like, oh yeah, thanks, lady. Like, geez, we almost should like change.
Calm down, lady. You're freaking us out.
I was gonna say,
Yo, lady, you're scaring us.
Scaring us.
Yeah, like Billy Madison. Jeez, lady, I know how your kids like them sloppy.
And they're all fucking laughing.
extra sloppy.
You like them extra sloppy.
Yeah.
SCH sloppy.
I had like older people walking up to me today. Dude, it's funny. Like, I had like 4 fucking guys walk up to me today that I've never met in my life. And they walk up to me and they just point at me and they're like, yo, you're the Cream Pie Sundae guy. And I'm like, yeah.
I had nobody say that to me today.
Well, because they know you.
That's true.
The people that were coming up to me.
You're the cream pie guy,
They're like,
dude.
I recognize you. They're like, dude, your podcast is great. It's funny because I had this one guy that was like, dude, the Oppenheimer bit about the wheelchair thing was hilarious. About bringing a wheelchair in.
Yeah.
And I was like, thanks, man. Yeah, I heard everybody that saw Oppenheimer in Japan had a blast. And he's like, oh, did it do well in Japan?
Like went way over his head.
I'm like,
You're
yeah.
like, you don't understand. I'm not off. I'm on the clock right now. I'm gonna give you some fucking prime fucking jokes here.
And I was like, yeah, it did really well. I heard the explosive reviews. And he was like,
Buckle up, here we go.
So it did well, huh? I'm like, yeah. Like, it was a hot movie. And he was like, oh, okay. Anyway, see you later. Like, they just all went over his head. Yeah. Anyways, want to get ready for bed? Put these out?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. We're at 25 minutes, creamers. This is all going to be an audio version, but this is probably going to go before or after, whatever the fuck.
Probably after.
Probably after. So suck my dick and
Until next time,
Enjoy that creamy goo.
Keep it creamy. Keep it creamy. Adios.